To summarise, I kept my DA idea from the pitch, which consists of examining the game soundtracks of Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. The analytical framework I would adapt for my video essay is content analysis, the narratives of the game relative to the music, and player feedback. This remained mostly unchanged, however I made sure to define these points more adequately as there seemed to be some confusion with the framework in my pitch. To start with content analysis, I delved deep into how game soundtracks were made, ultimately diving into a wormhole of broad approaches. It quickly became apparent there was no conventional production methods, so I decided to briefly address them all. Moving on to the production of Doom 2016's soundtrack, I researched lead composer Mick Gordon, whose previous work included Wolfenstein New Order, a critically praised soundtrack that landed Mick an opportunity to revitalise a series that hadn't seen a new release in 11 years. Thankfully, there was a lot of information about the development of the soundtrack that I was able to feed through, giving me a thorough understanding of not only its inception, but what makes it special. The GDC presentation hosted by Mick Gordon himself gave me a lot of this information and will definitely be used in the video essay. Problems first arose, though, with trying to communicate complicated musical concepts to a broader audience. This involved a thorough deconstruction of the musical system that was created and used throughout the whole soundtrack. To summarise, the system is primarily subsynths. These were then put through a network of pedals, tape echoes and reverb, fed into a compressor, giving the ability to be adjusted and played with dials. This system, along with a 9-string guitar and distorted vocals, would be the defining foundation of the whole soundtrack. Doom Eternal also featured this system, however with more refinement, pushing the concept to its limits. The samples used for this soundtrack are even more eclectic than Doom 2016. Pitch-shifted chainsaws and lawnmowers were turned into instruments, which can be heard on the track Cultist Bass. There was also a bit of controversy with the soundtrack as Mick Gordon and id Software had a falling out due to the production of the audio mixing. I may revisit this issue if it becomes more apparent during the development of the analysis. The other two analytical frameworks need to be further prototyped as the work for this DA was larger than anticipated and will be a challenge to complete by the deadline. However, I'm confident I will be able to do so.